Hello everyone, today's poem is Shaanxi, which was written roughly 2000 years ago from now, and it was categorized as one of the song or poem in the 乐府, the musical department, which means it can be sung in the time of Han Dynasty, and also in most cases there's no name for the writer, and most probably the song is from the folks in the countryside, and also could be from the average people or a middle class who has some of the educations. So there's a quite mixture and different flavors in all those songs or poems in the 乐府. And also you can see these poems or songs is in its very primitive forms. First, the number of words in each sentence is much fewer than it was in the Tang Dynasty, and also the wording is quite simple, primitive, much like the dialect language. It could be easily understood by today's Chinese rather than the poems in the Tang Dynasty, which actually is roughly 500 years later than the Han Dynasty, than these poems. Okay, let's have the poem for now. 上爷，佚名。上爷，我欲与君相知，长命无绝衰。山无陵，江水为竭，冬雷震震，夏雨雪。天地合，乃敢与君绝。Shaanxi, the meaning is, oh my goodness. The translation, the hard translation is, my heaven, oh heaven. Ye is a word of tongue, has no meaning. So it's just like when the Chinese make the swear, they always use the heaven and earth as the witness. So they point to the sky up. 上爷, that's the making swear, the very typical gesture or witness they refer to. 我欲与君相知, I want to know each other with you, my brother or my lover. 相知, it actually it's in the surface quite normal words, but in the Chinese language, 相知 or 知音 is a very serious word for friendship. 知音, there's a story about 知音 that a musician play the music in the public that nobody know what he's playing for, and there's no interest among the people. And one day, one happened pass by the musician who is playing the music, and he was so fond of the music, and he know, and they have to share the same feeling and sense toward the music as well. And these two became the lifelong friends. And when one dies, the musician never play afterwards. That's the bonding. That's the friendship, serious friendship. 知音 refers to, or 相知 in this poem. 长命无绝衰. So 衰, the last word is 衰 in the normal Chinese language, but here it's read out as 催, means it's die out. So 命 is they let it or we make it. So through our lifetime, let's make it together, and don't let our friendship die out. So as far as we live, let's keep our friendship. And the following is telling some of the witness or the conditions, and it has neglected something. And let me explain the sentence first. 山无陵, the mountain became flat. 陵 refers to the shape, the mountain shape that goes upward. So if the mountain doesn't have the upward shape, it's flat. So 山无陵 means the mountain became flat. 江水为竭. 江水 is, in the most cases, it specifically refers to the Yangtze River. So in the ancient time, the big rivers normally is two, Yellow River and Yangtze River. But as far as we have further explored, the Yangtze River has much more water, and it's more of abundant of water in the Yangtze River than the Yellow River. So here in this sentence, 江水为竭, the Yangtze River is strong. There's no water in the Yangtze River. 冬雷震震, so in the winter's time, the thunder, the thunder again sounds again and again, the thunder in the winter. 下雨雪, 雨 is a verb, means it's falling, it's rain, something is snowing or raining. And here it means in the summertime, the snow falling down. It's snowing in the summertime. 天地合, the sky, 天, sky, and the 地, earth, they come together. The 合, that means 合, came together. In the ancient Chinese philosophy, the universe is referred to as 六合. 合 actually is, you can take it as a surface. The sky is a surface up above, and the earth is a surface down the feet. And then around there's have four directions: east, south, west, north. So that's another four surface. So all these six surfaces make the real universe. All the creatures living within the six surface. So that's the universe for ancient Chinese. So in these words, the 天地合, they came together. Actually, the universe has gone. There's no creatures, or the universe gone. Until that time, so all this happens, unless all this happens, because it's making a swear words. 乃敢与君绝, so I can end up with our friends or our bondings with each other. So that's the standard explanations. So in the normal explanations, this is a swear for the love, and it's in a girl or woman's perspective. A girl or woman make this swear, and this swear or the oath was considered to be the oath for love between a female and a male. So that's for the love, and that's the most people today thought about when they saw these poems. And also it was recited as a oath or swear for love. Anyhow, as a man grown up in Xi'an, and I speak the dialect Xi'an or Shaanxi, which normally called Qinqiang, which is probably very close to the language in the Han Dynasty. And at that time, it's not a dialect. That's the official language of the country. And when you're writing poems, when you're writing songs, you always use the official language. The standard sound of the Chinese has changed several times. Before the Song Dynasty, the capital is always around Xi'an city, so they speak the same language. And later, the Song Dynasty, the capital is Bianliang, and moved to Hangzhou later on. And after that, the capital moved to Beijing. So the Mandarin became official language is only several hundred years, and that's the reason we had so many difficulties and so many arguments when we interpret the poet before the Song Dynasty, because nobody interpret the poems with the accent of the Xi'an today. I believe it's not far from the accent when it was the capital of the Tang Dynasty, of the Han Dynasty. So today is the Han Dynasty. And when the song changes, a lot of the Chinese written sentences, you can only interpret the meaning by read correctly with its original sounds, and also it was heard by the people who know that original sound. If you want to interpret the Tang poem, the poem of Han Dynasty, you better to know the sound of that time, the official language. So that's the trick. And here is a very good example, this poem. Let's see. This is a swear, everybody knows it. Anyhow, 上爷 doesn't make sense. 上啊, in that's the language, the upper ah. It was explained the ye as a word of tone. No, you can see these short poems. Every word has its meaning, and especially when you make a swear, you never say ah, oh, sort of the word of tones. In the dialect of Shaanxi or Qinqiang, the sound was called ye, the same sound. And especially in the countryside of Shaanxi, even today, 耶出来了, which means the sun comes out above the ground, or maybe come out from the clouds. 日头耶, it means the sun. So 耶 has another meaning, which is a grandpa. That's the most people think know it, and most time we think it is. But for the Qinqiang, or the people in Shaanxi, especially in the countryside, that's also a quite popular normal word. Ye is also refers to sun. So that makes a sense is when you make a swear, you take an oath. That's very serious things. You never say ah. You say, oh, the sun up above. So you take the sun, the very divine sun, as your witness, and you face the sun to make your oath, to make your swear, to swear. That makes sense, right? You just feel it. The sun above, I make my swear to you. I want to know became a friend of a best friends with you. We bonded together. And as long as we live, let's make it never die out. Let's make our friendship never die out. Unless the mountain became flat, unless the water in the Yangtze River has gone, unless the winter thunders, unless snow in the summer, unless the universe gone, the sky and the earth came together. Until that time, I can end up our friendship and end up my oath to you. So that makes sense. That's the oath. And also, this song belongs to the one type of songs normally belong to the army's life. Because in the musical department, 乐府, there has also have several categories. Some categories is for the armies, for the conquerors. Some for the love. Some is for the women to blame, to express their blame to their husband because the husband is away from her all the time. That's a big topic as well. It's quite strange. Sometimes you can feel it, but it's Asian people's life. And these poems belongs to the category for the armies. And the instrument, the musical instrument for that is a drum and the pipe, the flute. Third, you can feel from the wording, it's with so much energy and it's so, everything is talking about or referred to as a witness is the extremist things. It's of the most masculinity that you can talk like this. So in the 2000 years ago, the rules for the women, for the girls, is obedient to follow the his father. If she's not married, if she's married, it follows her husband. And when her husband died, he should follow her son, not her son follow her. So the woman, they is always is a little sub position to the man, and I cannot imagine the woman with that sort of the social status can talking like this, and especially to his husband or her husband or her lover. If I'm the man in that situation, a girl talk like this, I will just deny her, of course, because that girl doesn't follow the rules of the society, of that of the rules of the time. And anyhow, this poem was collected by the official government, by the government, central government. The medical department is the organization of the central government. So it definitely should follow the rules of the time of the Han Dynasty. So, which I do believe this poem is oath between brothers, is for the brotherhood, especially in the army. They always want to rely on the support of the brotherhood to live on or to make a living. Otherwise, they will die very easily on the battlefield. Okay. Find out the truth is one thing, but how do you use the poem, how you feel the poems is another matter. So today in China, 99.99% of people, when they saw this poem, it's a song for the extreme hottest love, and that's the most serious oath for the love. Okay, I wish you to enjoy it, and bye bye.